Welcome y'all, Wes with DIY Food Plot Pro. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so we got a problem. We bought 50 pounds of seed last year, as a lot of you food plotters will do. It's cheaper by buying it by the bulk. We didn't use it all. And so the year rolls around, we stored it as best we could. Now it's the following year and we're gonna plant that seed, right? The question is that seed still good? This is a major mistake that I see a lot of food plotters make. We just randomly plant this seed, expecting the germ to hold as it was last year. What is germ? That is the plant's ability to be able to go ahead and start growing. From the first year when you buy that seed, most all seed is guaranteed. You'll see a germination rate. Here, germination rate, 90% on that seed tag, and you just need to look and see what that is. A lot of times that'll be 85 to maybe 98, 96, 97%. Do they hold that germination rate into the following year? Not necessarily. So I think this is something that will help a lot of folks. It's something that I do, it's something that I practice, because if you want 150,000 seeds per acre, let's just say you're planting soybeans and you want 150,000, and so you plant 150,000, but your germination has dropped to 50, 60%, you're not gonna have anywhere near 150,000 plants out there when it germs. So you need to be able to know what your soybeans or whatever seeds, you can do this on any seed, you need to be able to know what this seed germination rate is gonna be when you're planting it, so that you know how many seeds to put out there to get the desired amount. This is a super easy project. I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it, and we'll come back in 3 or 4 days. We're doing beans, so we'll come back in 3 or 4 days and we'll do our germination rate and see. I'll show you the math behind it and we'll see exactly what this germination rate is. So the first step in the process is going to be lightly watering your paper towels. You need several paper towels, but I want plenty of paper towels here to be able to keep the moisture. All right, I've got them thoroughly wetted there, so we're in good shape there. Okay, all I'm gonna do is take these soybeans and I'm gonna dump them in there. And I don't necessarily like them just right on top of each other. Just for moisture, I like to go ahead and spread them out a little bit. Just makes it a little bit easier, especially to count later on. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag that I've got sopping wet and I'm gonna put over those soybeans. Okay, and this rag is moist, so that's gonna provide the moisture for germination. That's the whole issue here, is you don't want these soybeans to dry out. Something to note, you don't wanna do this on like a stick of wood. Something that's porous is not gonna be the very best thing. You want something that's gonna hold moisture relatively well. Then we're just gonna add just a little bit more water to make sure it's thoroughly wetted. And then we're gonna come back in 2 or 3 days and we'll undo these, and then we'll be able to see what our germination rate is. Okay, 24 hours later, all I wanna do is just make sure that's still moist. It is, it's fine, but keep this somewhere where the wind can't get to it and where this can't dry out. If this dries out, your experiment is pretty much ruined. So make sure that this stays wet as it is. It's still good and wet all the way around. So there's still plenty of moisture for those seeds to uptake. Okay guys, we are back and we have got our germ test results. So a little backside story here. I put those soybeans in a little too thick that first time, and then when I started folding, they all kind of went to the middle, and I realized that I had made a mistake at that point. So I went back, I got some different beans, and I spread them out more on that paper to give them, I don't know, somewhere about 1/4 of space each. These are gonna be the results for this test. We did this one 3 days ago. Excited to share these results with you. The new beans that I put in are Eagle forage soybeans. I had some left over. They're new this year. I expect them to have good germ rate. I don't know how good. I expect above 85%, but we will find out real quick how good a germ Eagle forage soybeans that I bought this year are going to be. So without further ado, all right, I got a washcloth here. I really like that. That just helps seals that moisture even more. I just kind of had it sitting on top. Take that off. All right, and then we're just gonna open her up. Oh, and we got germ. Good. Oh, we got a good germ. Wow. That is solid. Well done, Eagle Forage soybeans. That is there any that are missing in there? Maybe one out of the whole batch? Well done. Well done, Eagle Forage soybeans. That is impressive to have that good of a germination rate. Okay, so the way that we do this is we count how many seeds that we got in here. And then we obviously, I think there's maybe one that's probably not viable. It still does have a sprout on it, root on it, but I don't know about that one. I don't know that that's gonna make it. So we're gonna count that one as a no-go. So what you do is you count total, okay? Doing that math, we've got 50 here. We times that by 2 to make it easy for 100, and we've got one that might not germ. So we're gonna go ahead and double that as well. So we have got a 98% germination rate on these soybeans. It's just as easy as that. No real trouble, but boy, you can see that's 3 days untreated soybeans, and they are absolutely getting it. If those things were in the ground, they would be breaking ground this afternoon. All right, guys, so that explains how we decide whether we have good seed or not. I think this is a test that a lot of you should be implementing more, especially with your older seed. You have a possibility of seeing your germination rate diminish quickly, especially if you don't store those seeds right, okay? I keep all my seeds in a trash can that has a liner. Trash bag is inside there. I close that off where no light can get in, and I keep it in my shop. That's not the very best way. I've always heard an old fridge is the best way. I carry a lot of seed left over from my various food plots. I've got 4 trash cans full of bags of seeds. So I don't have room in a fridge for all mine, so I use trash cans. It's not as good, and I wanted to show you this so that if y'all have some old seeds, you can do this test as well. One quick note to mention, anything that's treated, okay, so if your seed is a bright color, if it's pink, purple, green, that means your seed has been treated with more than likely a fungicide and an insecticide, okay? That's to help that plant get out of the ground as healthy as it possibly can, fight off anything that's trying to attack it, because when that seed is first cracking open, that's when it's at its most vulnerable. But anything treated is going to take significantly longer to get out of the ground. Those Eagle Forage soybeans were not treated. 3 days, they had 1.5 inch long root on them already. The first trial that I did were treated soybeans. It took like 6 and 7 days, and I was just at a tiny little root coming off the end. So there is a significant time difference between treated seeds and non-treated seeds. If you're doing this for corn, it's going to take it a lot longer. It's going to take it 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 days. You just want to keep that towel wet the entire time. Once a day, I'd come down there and give it a good watering, make sure that everything stayed moist on there. But you can do this with literally any seed that you have. Put some in there, spread it out, give it a little bit of room, about 1/4 a piece, every seed. Spread it out good, cover it all good. And then what I did this time that I really liked was put that wash rag on top of it. That really helps seal that moisture in better than those paper towels alone. So we need to know what our germination rate is on old seed. This is how you do it. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Please smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got a lot of cool content coming out for food plotters. This is DIY Food Plot Pro. We are all things food plots, trying to help you guys have more successful food plots where you can harvest more consistent whitetails on your farm. Thanks for watching, y'all.